notice that it's about two people, two strangers rather, who intersect, collide, and they depart. But on a very subliminal level, I wanted to avoid any contact between these two people, because that would make it a girl and a boy story, or a love story, or a story of that means that's confined to some kind of emotions that are expressed in terms of when you know someone. But I wanted to create a story which was where you could feel love at the most subconscious, conscious level, where you did not have to.
It's been one very interesting ride in my life. Actually, I would like to say that being a part of Gola, LA has been the highest point in my life so far. Meeting Robert, Arsala is a very dear friend of mine, and the team as well. We all are friends, and we wanted to plan something really interesting, and this concept came into picture. And with Robert, it is very interesting, the story I have to share with you all. So when we were in LA, I didn't know, and it is unbelievable when I found out that a Hollywood star was helping me with my bags into the lift and then into my Airbnb. And that's when Robert said, "Hey, I'm Robert Hoffman." And very nonchalantly he said, "I do, movies here." And after he left, I just quickly Googled him because I was really curious. And I was like, "Oh my God, this guy is the step up to Starboy." So that's how our friendship began, and it's really very surreal to say that this entire journey has been that kind.
Really lucky so far here. We have, like many people in the States, I've for a long time wanted to get here. Because, I don't know if you guys know this, but in general, if you speak to someone in America, they usually want to go experience India. And if someone's been to India, then the reception at the airport was very flattering. That's always nice. As far as working with these two, I echo what she said. It was really trippy. When we first met, they were just very lovely, charismatic, artistic people, and I'm always drawn to that. I tend to try to be a little bit more of a globally located person these days. I'm not quite so drawn to LA. So I Airbnb my condo. I really like the people I meet, but I was just really drawn to them as people, and they were telling me about their project, and I thought that was cool, and I thought nothing else of it. And then they approached me and said, "Hey, we really feel like you're meant to be the lead." And I'm kind of in a place in my life now where it's, I'm not quite as driven to achieve any specific thing above kind of flowing and happiness and adventure and just letting things connect, less out of anxiety and force and more out of leisure and pleasure. So when they said, "Do you do this project?" I was like, "Well, this feels like a yes to me." And it became a yes, all the dots connected, and so I had a great time making a fun video, a fun artistic piece, which is all I want to do is make fun creativity. And I didn't expect them to shortly thereafter be like, "Hey, you gotta come to India to celebrate the opening." And I was like, I cannot wait to get to India. So all in all, it's been an extremely positive experience for me so far. But this is my first day here, so I have a lot more adventure to go.
So what are your plans? Did you plan while you were coming on the flight that this is a thing that you won't want to miss? So if you want to brief on that.
No, I usually have a pretty severe schedule before I get anywhere, but like I said, my whole life and my perspective is kind of shifting, so something felt very right about allowing this trip to develop itself. I'm definitely going to be teaching class. For me, it's a very fun and good way to connect with the culture by teaching dance master classes, so I will be teaching classes out here. But other than that, I know these two are both very eager, actually everybody's very eager to kind of share India with me, so I'll be taking their lead. But otherwise, I'm just excited to see what's going to come. And I'm going to be here for a bit, at least a week or two. But I trusted and took her lead, and we did a little bit more dancing, but it was, ultimately their artistic decision how much to use, and I think they made intelligent artistic choices, but she should answer that.
Yeah, please.
The most important thing about this is what you see. But of course there's a backstory here you see. So I have learned the backstory first. Why he is in this position. Now to go back further, my team and I decided to make part 2. Sapan said yes today. He said yes, he's going to be a part of it. So Mr. Sapan has said yes. So you have to understand that this is a story I'm going to you now. Of course, everything has a backstory. I wrote a backstory in mind that he might have been a dancer, but he was involved in some kind of an accident which might have led to this limp is. If you notice, he's limping in the video. For me, the most important aspect of both of these characters that I had envisaged was the girl is the girl is a refugee who's trying to get back to her country. She has escaped her destiny in another country, and she meets her fate in this world, in America. As for Robert, his backstory is he was in some kind of an accident or whatever it was, which led him to this point of his life. So our recording of this story is from this point of his life. Deliberately, first of all, you have to understand, I knew Robert was a dancer when I met him. So I had a story written in mind before I even cast him. You know what I'm saying? So I stuck to that. I never change according to actors, and I think that's a great thing, because you have to be true to your story. I'm very grateful that someone supported me all along and believed in me. And of course, there's a person in the audience who would like to point your attention at, because she also was one of the first people to believe in the story. And she's sitting right here. Her name is Gola. She said, you know what? In LA, she came to LA and she said, I believe in your story. So this choice of mine not to have him dance was because, hey, I didn't know he was a dancer. I found out I knew him immediately as he left the room, after he left the Airbnb.
Which, as I said, has been very impressive. I look forward to seeing what is here, but it wouldn't surprise me at all, because I think globally, I get a rush almost every day, and I mean literally almost every day, out of the reality of the time of humanity that I'm living in which technology is doing so many ridiculously, just mind-blowingly grand shifts. One of which being that now anyone, anywhere has access, almost anyone has access to almost anything that's ever been documented or recorded, which is going to obviously lead to this insane increase of talents and ideas, which is so clear if you look at the young b-boys of the world and the things that they're doing, and the fact that, gosh, there's probably a handful of b-boys under 12 to 7 years old who could generally beat any adult at this point. I think it's so crazy and so cool and so telling of how rapidly art is going to evolve and blow all of our minds and give us something amazing to watch as we enter into our senior years. But the answer is I can't really comment yet because I haven't studied it closely, but I'm going to be completely immersed in it within a week or so, and then I'll really be able to give you some feedback on that.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi, my question is to Arsala.
Tell him as a human being who's doing this. And if you see the video, you feel a sense of loneliness, abandonment, connect, synchrony, fate, destiny. But that did not stop me. I said, you know what? That's a really big film, Joker. I'm nowhere close to that in terms of name, stature, or anything. Doesn't matter. I have a story to tell. That story was about violence and how it affects him. My story is about love at this level. Today we are here. We have intersected, we have collided, and now we will depart. What happens from here on? If I see you guys every day here, and one day you're not standing by that pillar, will I be affected? I don't know your name, I don't know who you are. So my story was on that level, and I said, you know, I'm going to tell a story of love at its purest form. And if I can tell it the way if I can tell it this way, I don't have anything to worry about.
Oh, we need to pick up that's nice. So Arsala, what were your plans? Are you making him meet her?
She's married.
No, she's married, but she's married, but doesn't matter.
We're just coming, right? This is our first platform. Deepika Padukone is married, by the way, Robert. Did you know? It doesn't matter where you come from? Oh, okay.
Like Ranveer has to intervene now, so probably.
You don't have any friends, right? Just meeting, chit chat.
Okay, thank you. I hope you meet her and please tell her about your feelings or whatever. Anyway, my question is to Jas. How it been like, because and I'll come to the composers and the DOP as well. It's shot in a very Western, manner, and having Hindi lyrics to it. It has its own vibe to it. How it feels, to be on this kind of energy and vibe all through.
I feel extremely blessed. I am so grateful to the universe because with a radical concept like that Arsala has envisioned, I just jumped and I said, you know what, I'm ready, I want to do this. Because you see the vulnerability of the character. I fell in love with this character because of her demeanor, the person she is,
her backstory. So there is a backstory to her as well, I think that Arsala would like to elaborate on. And just that she has this mundane life, and she, as she said, she is a refugee, and she's, trying to give back to the world, and the only way she does that, and one of the ways she does that is through her free health practice that you all must have seen in the video. And, she has a life, she has a routine, and this is a part of her routine, where she goes to this pier, she sees the clown, he's doing his act, the refugee's doing her act, and then she goes back home. So, just the beauty and the loneliness that the video, the concept had, I just loved the concept. So for me, it was like, from the moment I heard it, I said, you know what, I want to be a part of this. So I think I'm very, very blessed right now. Like I said, this is the highest point in my life right now.
And they were all real hugs.
Oh yes, so the free house, that was, so we were at the pier shooting, and the free hugs, people who came up to me, they were all organic, nothing was staged, everything was shot, people were concerned, so I had people coming up and asking me, are you okay? Because they read the free hug, and they would come and hug me, so it was extremely overwhelming. Yeah?
Hello, Robert. Hi, this is Sandeep from Hindustan Times. Robert, you have been an actor, you've been a dancer, but also not to forget, you've been a very, very famous YouTuber. With the fact that you pull pranks, on these random people, my first question to you is about and pertaining to the pranks that you pull. To a certain extent, do you feel it, perhaps sheepish or embarrassed or something of that sort, perhaps? How would the people react to those pranks?
Do I feel sheepish about how?
And obviously the people who you're putting your pranks upon.
Maybe try a different word. I'm not sure your point yet. Do I feel sheepish?
As an embarrassed a little bit, perhaps, what do you call that?
Nervous maybe?
Nervous, exactly.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get really meta for a second here. I actually think pranking is a very spiritual experience, because, now follow me here, the first day of shooting pranks, because leading up to it, your monkey brain, your unconscious mind that has all these wrong beliefs is going, oh my God, I'm going to jump into people's space, I'm going to jump out at people today, and I'm going to get killed. I'm going to betray the tribal codes, and I'm going to get killed, is what your brain is thinking. So you have a literal fear of death the weeks leading up to your first prank day. But then after 1, 2, or 3 jumps, I don't know how to verbalize the transition your brain makes, but all of a sudden you get completely crystal clear present, and you get the reference experience that most people aren't out to just kill you randomly. And all of a sudden the world is my toy. I feel extremely positive. I feel like everything I'm doing is bringing a gift to people, and if anyone objects to me jumping out in a ninja suit, then they're an idiot, and everyone knows it. And that's what my mind makes the switch to. In fact, the last time I did a prank video, it was to this song, Trumpets by Sean Paul, I think. And I just go on the street and I was just dancing like almost as I was on some sort of crazy drug and just like too excited. And I would dance in front of people and jump out at people. And part of the video I would log roll, lay down and roll towards people. And they would jump over me, and they would jump over me. And at the end of the day of shooting, I felt so high and so present and so positive and so connected to people. I swore to myself, I was like, okay, Rob, for the rest of your life, every day, no matter how clean your outfit is, before you start the day, you have to go out in public and roll in front of people and say, jump over me, because it just completely shifts your mind and connects you to people, which I never continued to do, but I do believe I'd be a better person if I did. So yes, leading up to it, it's extremely scary, and then as soon as you do it, you go into this radical mental transition that I recommend anyone try. And I think people can try it on a smaller level, just like, high-fiving everyone you walk by, so that you can experience that not everyone is a threat, even if they look like it because they're in a self-conscious mood or whatever.
Also, when you're an actor and when you're a dancer, and you juxtapose the two of them, where does your main interest or perhaps your passion lie?
My passion lies in media, dance, and acting. My passion lies in reverence. My passion lies in art that gives you the feeling or sensation or experience of something greater than life, something godlike, something. I think music can't be it can't be made. You can't do music justice in words. I don't think music can have justice done to it any sort of a human context. I think for me, music and the feeling it inspires is beyond human context. That's what I think. So when I dance, I'm attempting to create something that's larger than life. When I act, I'm hoping to create something that defies the simplicity of the ego and goes into a greater thing. So my draw was never to be an actor, my draw was never to be a dancer, my draw was to create magic. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but that's my inspiration. And so for example, the music I'm about to do, it's always trying to make something so absurdly ridiculous that it's magical. Now I might fail at that, but that's what I want to do.
Thank you so much.
प्रेमा, मेरा सवाल आपसे, गाने का नाम, सिंगल का नाम आपका गोला क्यों है, उसकी वजह क्या है, और उसके अलावा ब्लू मीडिया, उसका जन्म कैसे हुआ, हाउ दिस बुक बीन कनेक्टेड?
So we are like सब इकट्ठे 4, 5, 6 हमारा एक ऑलरेडी प्रोडक्शन नहीं, मैं हिंदी में ही बोलूँगी। हमारा ऑलरेडी एक प्रोडक्शन हाउस है जो कि हम कॉर्पोरेट की तरफ काम करते हैं। बहुत टाइम से सोच रहे थे अर्सला के साथ कुछ एक एसोसिएशन करने का, तो वहाँ से हमने ब्लू मीडिया चालू किया।
आपका गोला
उन्होंने आंसर किया कि कैसे आया है।
सौरभ सीक्रेट साहब जिन्होंने गाना गाया उनसे पूछना चाहूँगा, कानों में रस ढूंढती आवाज़ जब आप सुनते हैं आपको,
थैंक यू,
बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग आती है। और इतने बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म पे जहाँ पे रॉबर्ट, मुझे लगता है कि उनकी शुरुआत यहाँ बॉलीवुड में पहली बार कोई somebody a legend like Robert is featuring in the album, आप उसका हिस्सा है। क्या नर्वसनेस नहीं है? वो तो म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर ब्रीफ टू यू कि इस तरह से गाना है और ये फील है, या अरसला का?
सो एक्चुअली मैं और दुर्गेश हम लोग ने म्यूजिक कंपोज किया, we are sort of Durgesh, and so we basically got a brief. हम लोग को they went a very different way. They just told us आपका गोला है गाना बना, मतलब it was like no brief at all, no genre, nothing. और पहली बार ऐसा brief मिला था और हम लोग भी सोचने लगे, and we just like when we went home we were like आपका गोला. If you listen to the lyrics also ऐसी आपका गोला है, so you have like a sense of combination of fire and ice. Like आपका गोला is very, and LA gives you this sort of that vibe. So we tried to include that in the tune as well, and this was the first time that we got to do it in our genre. Like it was like basically no genre, so we were very happy to just have like this vibe. It was all, the whole song is based on a vibe. It's not based on like a particular ये line से जाना है या वही line से जाना है या ये line को cross नहीं करना है, ऐसा कभी हमारा thought था ही नहीं, तो इसलिए बहुत मजा आया गाना करने में। बेसिकली
क्या पहले से पता था रॉबर्ट इसमें फीचर करने वाले हैं या
नहीं? मतलब जब हमें पहली बार मिले थे तो इन्होंने पहले तो वही बताया था कि आपका गोला, ये जो सॉन्ग ने बताया, तो जैसे हम लोग सेकेंड टाइम मिले तो द फर्स्ट ट्यून वाज लॉक, लाइक द हुक लाइन वाज लॉक एंड एवरीथिंग, लाइक वी जस्ट प्लेड टू द वर्सेस एंड देन दे टोल्ड अस कि इट फीचर्स रॉबर्ट। ओके, so like we were like okay, like this is like very big for us, and like I think experiment जितना हम लोग ये म्यूजिक वीडियो में करने दिया, I think it is because of the rapport that we have with Priyanka, Sapan sir, and Arsala, and also like they just told us कि just try to express yourself through your music. That's it.
Thank you.
My question to the makers: every single day one of the video comes up so what will be the future strategies from your end? How organic you guys will be going on digital? Because most of the people do for followers and all. How do you plan for it?
So 2020 we are launching 5 tracks and we are doing full-fledged digital.
How about the YouTube stuff?
Sorry?
Where the video gonna be launched?
Digitally.
It's all
Yeah. All platforms, across the platforms.
Can I add to this? This is a very important item.
So you have 2022 said we're going to France, and there's also something about Blue Media. This is something that we want to do. We believe in art that we have without boundaries. So we're not going to stop doing something आप में ड्रॉ करके हम रुके नहीं हैं, हम सारी दुनिया में जाएंगे, हम सारी दुनिया से इकट्ठा करेंगे आर्टिस्ट, हम सारी दुनिया का एक कंपोजिट कल्चर पेश करेंगे। हम चाहे लिरिक्स हिंदी में हो, अगला लिरिक्स शायद अरबिक में हो, तीसरा लिरिक्स शायद किसी और लैंग्वेज में हो, पर हमारा जो स्टोरी कॉन्सेप्ट होगा वो लव एट द सब लेवल। हम लव को एक लड़का लड़की, एक लड़की लड़की, एक मर्द ऐसा या कोई भी इस तरह का लव नहीं दिखा, हम एक लव दिखाना चाहते हैं जिस तरह से उसकी जन्म होता है, इंसेप्शन जो हमारे में है, उस चीज को हम बाहर निकालना चाहते हैं, उस आर्ट को हम एक डायरेक्शन देना चाहते हैं, और हमारा टैगलाइन है ह्यूमन थ्रू आर्ट. सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिकम ऑल ऑफ अस बेटर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स थ्रू द आर्ट वी वांट टू शो द वर्ल्ड. दैट्स आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव.
So will there be more international collaboration?
Yes, definitely.
That's the way the world is going.
Definitely. Across the globe.
My question to the makers is like the visuals that were in the video, they were very captivating. Every frame looks like it doesn't need the music, doesn't need anything. The visual is so captivating. It is so artistic. I just need to ask the maker, how was the concept overall, and especially the last scene when the tears were drawn. It was so touching. It was so emotional.
Now, okay, so I have to give credit where it's due right away, Mr. Satamurela. He shot it, okay? And he's a genius. Second of all, material that you will see in the end, I have to give credit where it's due again. When I was in a fix, I had the entire lineup done, and I just didn't have the last shot. I said, how am I going to culminate this feeling of loss when there's no interaction between two people? How do I show there is a change in the person, in the persona? And I don't want to do anything dramatic, I want to do something very subtle. So, when something changes inside, you cannot show it. A clown probably will be able to show it because he adds a tear to his makeup. That means कुछ उसका जो अंदर की बात है वो बाहर आई. तो मेरे brother in law friend has done ये मुझे दिया. And of course someone has just when I had the concept, the first person I said, someone please get on the plane. I need you because I knew what he'd make it look like. And look at it, you have it there.
I need the answer from the sir at least.
It's more like you put beautiful people in front of the camera, you put a very beautiful location. All we are like wildlife photographers, just capturing them. It's all about that. It's nothing more than that. They are so humble, so down to earth people. Both the actors, they completely surrender. Not even a single question asked, no tantrums, nothing at all. And everything doing themselves and being sport. I think that creates magic when the whole team collaborates together and we work for a particular thing.
Because normally visuals, with visuals hardly we make sense. Like normally what happens, we have the message we want to portray, but sometimes it doesn't, it doesn't get the way we want. So here it is very much apt to the thing. It comes out.
We've been working on different projects for last 20 years collectively. Well, it all comes with how to tell the story. And Arsala had a very clear concept to the T. And it was all about just following both the actors and their mood, and it was all about that. Actually, the whole job became so easy, it was effortless.
With you, I've seen
Any
that.
song you have listened or you sing? What number have you seen?
I could go to that. But no, I can't lie to you and tell you that there's any specific Bollywood pieces that I'm familiar with. I've been shown a fair amount of it throughout the years, but I couldn't identify a song. That's the truth. Yeah. I'm embarrassed to say. I feel like I should have had at least something nice to reference. So now I feel small.
One question is to everybody sitting here on the podium. Besides the names that have been mentioned in the music video credits, hello, are there any other names that are supposed to be taken, or perhaps you've forgotten to take, or something of that sort?
Yeah, of course there are. There are many names. I mean,
So, of course, as I said, Anuji is sitting right here, Rathi is sitting right here, Nikhil Saudalkar is sitting right here. These people have played a very, very as important part of any of us sitting here. So, and Raj Mayer, he has just taken us and told us, listen guys, dream as much as you want. I'm going to launch you out of space, you're never coming back. So for us, these guys are our team. These guys should have been here. I don't know why they chose to sit there. It's a pretty big, we can ask for more here, can't we? Yeah? So yeah, and of course everyone here has made an effort to come to support new people like us who are probably, just beginning this madcap adventure that's going to take us across the world accumulating talent. And यार जिसमें रहेंगे उन लोगों को लोग आखिरी में बोलते हैं, सबसे पहले बोलना चाहिए उन लोगों को of course there are the most important people, and I think you'll see all of them tomorrow holding my hand, but today you'll see my mom there, so she's come down to support me. So these these are the people who made this possible. And I'm indebted to the three talent Solar Brigade. They did 18 iterations on the track. They kept going on, they kept going on. We were like, listen, we were just and me particularly, we had something in mind. And something, we're clearly, have something in mind. And we were like, well, I mean, we're directors, whoever they are, because we came, okay, I have to tell you about one conference that everyone missed. This video, the shooting is a reverse osmosis. The picture was shot first. We finished the photography first, and then we added the music. So it was a reverse osmosis. हमने बस का आपका बोला इन्होंने जाओ और हमने कहा let it go हम देना नहीं चाहेंगे तो मुझे इनको एक फ्रेम नहीं दिखाया because see the thing is if they had seen this video they would have made a love song. We did not want a love song. We wanted a high vibe bouncing Indian summer song kind of disco pop song. That's what we have.